Oh, I should open up the chat. I hear that's actually very good to do. Wait, I'm not connected to anything. Let me try relaunching this. I do not have a copy of streamer bot running. Hang on. I'm currently unable to see chat, but give me a second here. Okay, it's launching. Partially connected. Okay, now I'm fully connected. Oops, and then I could close the thing immediately. I'm a genius. Appears we have a 1 green mana enchantment here, though. Now I can see chat. One green mana enchantment. Interesting. Utopia's probably could be something like that, but this is not an aura. Are you excited for Space 2? What is Space 2? If you Control. No, so it's not control. Star Trek. Ah, I see. Yeah, no, I haven't watched Oh, it's Carpet of Flowers, yeah. Yeah. This is one where like the Oracle text is really hard. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Ooh, wait, hang on. This is will add 1 mana of. Okay, weird. ENCHAMENCHA. No, so this is an artifact, right? AR. Add. Draw a card. This is Resonating Loot. The good old Cormella classic here. I was like, draw a card, activate only have 7 cards in hand. Yeah, and this one's add 2 mana of any 1 color. Brand new banger. I'm feeling energetic today. Let's do the crossword, guys. I think today's a crossword kind of day. Lesha laughs at death. Oh, by fate. Because Calyx is also there. Can we make it a bark, bronze, gems, gravel, ice, or thorns? You can also do it on the ceiling. Hide. If you're in the market for a mountain plains, check out the elegant parlor. This kind of sliver gives its brethren sliver cycling 3. Ooh, fuck. I forgot the name of this one, but I know the card that exists. It's red. Caduceus staff of this guy. Not sure if it's the same guy. Oh, shit. Fiercely, this elf calls his hefty friends for help. Oh, empath. Fierce empath. How often does one of these come out? I think the EDH Rec crossword is once a week. There's a new one. The variety of frog that wants everyone to get along, whether they want to or not. Let's do this one down. These echo from the graveyard thanks to flashback. Eons. Spore. Spore frog wants everyone to get along. It's a fog. Sling for practicing. Getting my reps in. Caduceus, staff of I still don't know. These are 2 characters now with this name. Both sidekicks who had their moment to shine. I have no fucking idea. Eldraine's known for fields and poppy, and this breakfast grain, oat. Sigh? No. This character's judgment gives you an enchantment. Is an enchantment that gives you... Oh, Taval's. With Corpse, it's a combo-loving legendary zombie with space, blank. Corpseborn Grimgrin? I don't know. One black instant target player sacrifices a creature. 2 words. Diabolic Edict. Is participating in the crossword okay or backseaty? I would wait until the end. But then, yes. Yeah, the Star Trek reviews, I didn't even watch the stream, guys. I just wouldn't worry about it. It's not until way in the future. Consume it in your own time. Don't get the FOMO from a fucking stream, you know. With Laboratory, it frustrates fans of Storm, but with Melee, it pleases them. Arcane Laboratory is a rule of law in blue, which would frustrate a Storm player. But Arcane Melee, Storm players would love to have that in play. Okay, Creepy Doll. A child's porcelain doll went missing one night, as did a pair of kitchen shears. Code for a master set, like Evolving Wilds. Who knows? It's like IMA or something. It's an honest living enjoyed by elves and orcs and mutants, specifically for Tatos. Farmer. And then this would be barring from 13 across. I'm blind. 13 across Arcane. It makes 2 mana and is excellent. Is an excellent budget. So Arcane down. Something or other. This monger will self-line to anyone. Oh, I forgot the name of it. This personal logbook appears twice in Doctor Who. The Wonders of Dreams, also Secrets of Strixhaven. Not a journal. My main pod decided to be fun to brew decks that use non-creature two CMC permanents as commander. Thought it'd be red to have power balance as commander. Oh my god. Did y'all see the news about the EDH Rec podcast? That's something I've known about for actually a while. But it wasn't public information until just recently. Disarm, discombobulate. Great Breaker Lamia. The show was blank. The crowd a bit stiff. What do you think of 5-color deck that's about controlling who has the Monarch, myself, or an opponent at instant speed? I think whatever makes you happy, makes you happy. I don't think you need to seek validation from outside sources to enjoy something. The blade is this Reforge. Oh, no, I'm horrible. Scryfall tag describing Muldrotha oozes. No eyes. Oh, this is code for the D&D theme set that unleashed. It was fucking AFC. I don't know what this is. I was just doing a joke. What is your top 100 EDH Rec commander? I need to peep that out. Good game, pause, perfect. Omnath is up there. Henzi, Queen Marchesa. I'm trying to think if I had a gun pointed at my head. Which one of these would I build? Teysa. Okay, there's a lot up here that inspire me. First Sliver. Dude, I might be a Slivers player. Nah, it's close between like Brea and like Giada. It's probably Giada if I'm gonna be honest. I hate to be boring, but I do love my Angels. Between these two, I think Brea Gearhulks is a lot of fun. I think Giada Angels is a lot of fun. Henzi, not bad. Queen Marchesa is like close third option. Just build like a Monarchy control deck. Elk slivers? Ew, dude, there's a lot of fun things you can do with slivers. Guys, you are 8 years old if you think that slivers are broken, and you're like, ew, slivers, yuck. It's not that. It's no different than dragons. Grow up. It's not that bad. Here, if I went into gifts, I built this fucking sliver deck for my friend. Fucking, this is legitimately, like, I've never been more envious of a deck I built for a friend. So this is Sliver Hive Lord, slivers have indestructible, and slivers stop hitting yourselves. So you have, the Vengeful Sliver, Spiteful Sliver, whenever a sliver takes damage, it redirects it, so you have Blasphemous Act, and then all of your slivers have indestructible, you have Chain Reaction. But then also, you're able to do, like, Pariah stuff. I didn't put Pariah in the deck, but I should have in hindsight. You can do Pariah stuff. You're also able to, there's one really other fascinating thing here. Requiem Monolith's in the deck, because you can ping your own sliver, and then Blasphemous Act and draw 13 cards. Rite of Replication's so funny with slivers, specifically with Constricting Sliver. All of your slivers are 5 Fiend Hunters. That shit's awesome, chat. Come on, get excited about slivers. Don't be a hater. Anyway, continuing with the crossword. Nah, Helios, you're just a hater. Sorry. I don't listen to haters. Corpse Born. Dude, so many artist hints today. Rin's best friend, Sari. Certified merfolk wizard lurks in one of these bodies of water, hoping to drown you in it. The Lock. What is this across? Sometimes it slithers, sometimes it bobbles, and other times it's shaped like a hammer. Some zombies don't have one at all. Head. No head? Achilles analog warrior from Theros. This is Haktos? Lorwyn elf creature. Oh, culture. It's a title. Someone who commands an individual pack. Dwynen. Oh, no. Dwynen's a famous one. Fuck. It's a sect of devout healers and clerics from, like, Aurum found in Dominaria, Olgrotha and Mercadia. Samite. Shortened term for a deck designed by others and sold as a unit. Precon. Agitator, Carrion, Fire, Saber, Yavimaya, etc. Ants. And this is a set code. Code for the middle block of the original Innistrad block. Oh, it's Dark Ascension, right? Dane? Is Dane right there? I don't know. This kind of sliver gives his brother slivering cycling 3. It was literally in the deck I just opened up like a minute ago, and I will not be able to remember it still. Of Hermes. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense, I guess. Enchanted Loving Mardu Color Human. Well known for Weaving Arcanum. That's Gen. Word to describe the action of appearing on the table. Entering. This bee. Not this insect. Okay. Kind of, okay. It might be a long road home. Homing Sliver. Okay. Rend. Kind of personal logbook. I see. There are many types of this pacing predator. Goblin Ski Patrol. That's actually... Goblin Ski Patrol is one of the names of the two-headed giant teams in my my cube. So the joke is... Chat, here, I'm actually going to pull this up and show you. I bought a bunch of cards that when paired together have names that are plural. So let's see if I can find this. Because it'll be somewhere in here. Yeah. So, like, I have a bunch of multiple names shuffled up in my two-headed giant cube. And the joke is that, like, you can be on... I shuffle them up before a game, depending on how many players there are, and deal them out randomly to randomly generate teams. So there's, like, Team Conclave Naturalist. If you both have Conclave Naturalists, you pair together, and that's your team. Crossway Troublemakers, Rakish Revelers. I forgot the other ones I used. I think I ended up... Wizened Snitches is one. There's Goblin Ski Patrol is one of them, though. Incorrigible Youths is another one. Endrace Forerunners is another one. And that's how you randomly generate the teams in the two-headed giant cube. And it also gives you a team name. This verb turned noun describes a group of critters. Squirrels or critters. Name of a creepy merfolk from 32 across. Emery? I don't think Emery's that creepy, is she? Rory. A kingly adjective for animals, including regal. Have you seen the Emery art? No. Well, yeah, of course. I played formats. I played Magic the Gathering. I've seen Emery. Nah, she's kind of hot. I don't know where creepy's coming from, dog. Creepy? I see a beautiful flat-chested woman on my screen. I don't see anything creepy happening here. It's a cycle of auras that buff and redirect opponents' creatures with Crimson and Off-Forgotten Set. This is a tough one. Andorol. Fuck, I forgot the epithet. Borrowing from 13 across. Arcane. Sanctum! It's the land. Soon we can help with the puzzle. This monger. Diary. It's what attaches to blank arm, blank combobulate, or blank member. Yeah, dismember. Gravebreaker Lamia. The show was blank. Famous bugle song. Does to me to taps. Verb turn noun. A scurry. It's a scurry. Describing Mildrotha, Bristly Bill. No face. Tony. Fuck you, Tony. I didn't mean it. Gravebreaker Lamia. The show was something or other. The cycle of auras that buff and redirect opponents' creatures. Oh, the vows. Okay, I'm stuck officially. Lively, but this crowd was a bit stiff. Okay, there's some issues with my puzzle. This is log. Yep, the captain's log. Okay, great. Hide, homing, DKA. Haktos, I'm not confident in. Is Haktos correct? Can we tell you small mistake? Absolutely. Dairy Diary. I'm a fucking moron. Sale, of course. I'm stupid. The sale monger. I was like, what the fuck is seal? I literally cannot spell. I'm thinking about that milk. Holy fuck, I'm an idiot. That's awesome. There's 2 famous dairies found in Doctor Who. I swear to God, I'm not dyslexic. What's it called when you can't spell things? I can read perfectly fine. I cannot spell or speak. I think it's just called being a fucking idiot, honestly. Anyway, we got some decks to review, eh? So, I did mess up last stream for those that weren't there. I did accidentally do 3 of the Tuesday deck reviews on Sunday stream. The people have already been reached out and contacted and stuff. What I did is I kicked 1 Sunday commission down to today, and then we'll do the remaining. So we're going to have 5 deck reviews today. I need to find the Sunday deck review I've marked as completed, which means it's actually not completed. And then get all the Tuesday deck reviews that have to be done today, period. So, Tuesday. I don't know where the divide is. I wish Coffee displayed this a little better, in all honesty. I've reviewed this deck. I reviewed this deck. Yeah, there's like a weird divide because I skipped a week. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to do this again. So, from the top, these are all the Sunday deck reviews that are for next week. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those sold out. Next, Tuesday deck review, completed. I've done that one. This one, I have not done. This one, I have not done. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1. Let's just double check to make sure I have reviewed this. Yes, I have. So Tuesday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then I kicked 1 Sunday deck review down to today. And that's the one I need to find right now. This one. KHM rather. Okay, maybe I am dyslexic. I did just swap the characters in that name. Yes, that's the deck I have to review. And these are the 5 that we have to do today. Okay, great. I figured out everything. I'm so sorry about that. Everything's kind of scrambled right now. But I have managed to solve the caper. All right, so first things first. Do we have Ethan here? If not, I'm going to push Ethan to the back. I am here. Okay, great. We will do Ethan's deck review then. Whoa, someone just subscribed and such. Type quietly. Thank you for the tier 1. Okay, we have a Ketchermos deck. Okay, I have been thinking a lot about Ketchermos recently since I just added the Ketramos to my two-headed giant cube. If you want a video about that, by the way, I did upload a bonus video to the second channel. The video to the second channel was cube upgrades for the two-headed giant cube. I was putting in Ketramos and such. So it's on the VOD's on the channel. Anyway, it's bracket 3 control. Focuses on using Ketramos to turn your vast amounts of exile-based removal into card draw, and then either draw into your win cons, Flicker Infinite, Flicker Gary, Approach of the Second Sun, or commander damage. I tend to do really well into most bracket 3 battlecruiser mid-range slop decks by the nature of me just having a ton of card draw and removal. This deck is bracket 3, but I play a ton of proxies, so budget isn't an issue. I'm also an evil mean player, so no card is off limits in terms of how mean it is. I like to more finely tune my win cons so I can be faster and do better against a wider variety of strategies. Right now, the deck feels a little unfocused. So, oh, whoops, let me change scenes rapidly. I'm a genius. Whoa. Decorates, there we go. I accidentally misclicked on OBS. So, my first question is, like, where are your pain points? Is there anything you find boring with the deck? Is there anything you're not really vibing with, per se? Like, you're saying it feels unfocused. Because I'm kind of interested in maybe stealing from Modern for this. Because Modern does have a lot of tech around Ketramos. There was that whole Ketramos craze for a little while with Modern. In my mind, I want the Flicker stuff to be better. A lot of the times, I'll see a couple Flicker pieces, but never really enough to impact the game. Okay, so we can work on that. I feel like, is Portcullis ever hard to trigger? I'm going to default to your opinion to this. Does anyone, do they just not play creatures in a Portcullis anymore? Because I'm almost wondering if, like, Mirror of Life Trapping might be a better side grade to that. Right, whenever a creature enters, if it was cast to exile, then return all other permanent cards exiled with this artifact under its owner's control. And then Ketramos triggers each time that happens. Oh, no, it doesn't, because it's only during your turn for Ketramos, but still. Portcullis is a pet card. Lol, it's mostly just to lock people to play creatures into it. Okay, okay. I know how I feel about the double strike here. I feel like you just have enough time to do stuff. I like double strike when it's, like, increasing your clock. Ghost Vacuum Relic. This makes sense. I'm tracking. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Jet Medallion. Jet Medallion, Pearl Medallion, I'm not a big fan of here. I typically just don't like these cards in two color decks. Like, how many cards was Jet Medallion cost reducing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was cost reducing, 9, 10, 11. It was discounting 10% of your deck. That's, like, better as a mana rock, is it not? The Pearl Medallion made a little bit more sense, but I'm still not a big fan of it. Diabolic Tutor, I'm kind of just interested in going a little bit more grindy with this. I can see the appeal of an escape card like this, but if you can't put it back into your graveyard repeatedly, it's just a little bit dangerous. Sheltered by Ghost is fucking stupid. That's awesome. Iona's Blessing. Okay, some of your auras are a little bit weird, and plus the auras also conflict a little bit with the flickering theme going on here. So actually, maybe I will cut Shelter by Ghost, just because auras and flickers don't go well together. I like with Great Power, that should probably be Pariah instead. Pariah can just attach to opponent's creatures and act as removal. So for that reason, I think I'm going to just offer you Pariah instead of with Great Power. Yeah, with Great Power, it makes you unkillable. So good. I agree. However, Pariah has the better utility, and it doesn't have Spider-Man in the art, so think about it. I mean, maybe the correct answer is run both, but honestly, I think this is just fine as a little flavor and like a tutor target, as opposed to something you'd play multiples of, and then the second copy's a dead draw, which is pretty deadly for a control deck. Wait, Doom's Time platform? What the fuck is this? Whenever you attack, exile target non-land permanent from your graveyard and with 2 time counters on it. That's not bad. We do try to avoid Spider-Man art. Okay, if that's true, then like maybe we're trying to avoid Marvel. I'll stick it in the considering so you can at least think about it though. The ooze. It's okay. I'm wondering if you want to turn this into a little bit of a mill deck, and then so that way your opponent's graveyards are constantly stocked, so you can just keep like eating them. I think that's a little funny. This is Monoptopsy. I think maybe we can also turn this a little bit into a Path to Exile deck. Like, if you run Aven Mindcensor and Archivist of Ogmaballs. Deep Gnome, Terramancer, Winds of Abandon. So the joke here is that Path is very good in this deck because it draws a card from Ketramos. Winds of Abandon does the same thing as Path. And then when you cast these cards, you make them shuffle. And you also make them put lands into play without playing them. Which are both very good. This is just Wrath of God, right? -3 mana. Yeah, it's just Wrath of God. I don't like... I wish to see more exiling objects. We just have so many rads here. Hey, Elk, how much does it cost to redeem a deck review with channel points? So the channel point deck review is $45K. It's not done during these streams, the Tuesday and Sunday streams. It's done during a bonus stream, which I will announce via the Discord what the date is, typically in advance. Okay. I like the deck where Obsidat's good. Grey Merchant feels a little weak. Just because we don't have a lot of Black Devotion. Solemn feels a little weak. Resto. Felidar. So we have an infinite combo here. Are we doing awesome infinite combo stuff? Are we happy with that? Or do we want to like try to reach for some sillier options per se? I don't really like the Yarok Fen Lurker here. It doesn't trigger Ketramos unless you flicker it. Two other pieces in considering. I like doing the infinite. Okay, great. We can focus a little bit on the infinite then. Yeah, I don't like Icewind Stalwart. I'm happy you're not running that. I'm curious on your opinion of like Kaya. This Kaya is so much... Kaya, okay, first things first. Kaya just gets banger cards back to back to back. I've never seen a Kaya card where I'm like, this is boring as shit. Kaya always gets awesome cards, but Kaya's Spirit's Justice. Whenever one of her creatures you control and your creature cards in your graveyard are put into exile, you may choose a creature card from among them. Until end of turn, target token you control becomes a copy of it, except as flying. And then this triggers Ketramos. This triggers Ketramos. And then this just makes blockers. And I think this is a really funny, grindy way to go ham with it. We can also look at something like Kaya's card quality is inversely proportional to how interesting she is as a character. I know they always give such cool cards to Kaya, but they refuse to give her any story spotlight. It pisses me the fuck off. Anyway, yeah, that Kaya's just fun. But if you want a more realistic kind of answer to like, what do I like looking at in terms of like Exile Matters stuff? I had a great idea, but it's left me, but I'll remember it soon. I'm really not interested in Corpse Knight. I don't know what the thinking is here. Is this like an Abdel Adrian kind of thing? I don't know. I just don't like that this card only works with this broken stupid card. Turns infinite to win the game. I see, because you're exiling things repeatedly. I just like to think that hopefully if we're drawing like 50 cards, our control deck wins. I just hope and pray that's the case. You know what I mean? I don't like some of these creatures that are just enter, gain a life, draw a card. It's just like there's better options that are cheaper. Just wondering if there's any artifacts we can be flickering here. Nope, not quite. I haven't been really liking to spark. It feels a little mid. Scroll shift's kind of expensive. Okay, we have teleportation circle. My first thought is let's get Moon Blessed Cleric. So this turns Pariah into a tutor target because it searches for an enchantment. And then it gets teleportation circle on curve. Both of those are pretty nice. Is Touch the Spirit Realm good? Yes, I do like Touch a lot. In fact, I like it a lot more than Cloud Shift, for instance. I typically find that 1 mana just doesn't really matter. And then when it does matter, I prefer it to be a 2-for-1 like Ephemerate. So you can run Touch the Spirit Realm instead. It's +1 mana. That's twice as much mana. That's a lot. But, like, I don't know. I just prefer my Flicker spells to be, like, have utility. As a sorcery, I prefer, like, Forsake the Worldly. But, like, even then, I'm like a... I'm also a little concerned about your land count, but you do draw a lot of cards, so maybe it's fine. Okay. The White March, what's it called? Oh, yeah. White March is okay. Because we already have Felia. We already have Teleportation Circle. We could do, like, Gale Powder Mage. It's not that good. Exile another target creature. Return that card. Begin the next end step. It's not bad, is my thing, though. You could do some Preston stuff. Preston the Vanisher is a very good combo card. White March is okay. Okay, I can see how that one can be taken out of context. Airbender's Ascension? Yeah, Airbender's Ascension is pretty good, isn't it? That's the one that is just Teleportation Circle, right? Airbender's Reversal. Oops. Airbender's Ascension. Airbender Ascension. It's not possessive. I see. Yep, airbend up to 1 target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Beginning your end step, yep, you can exile up to 1 target creature you control and then return to the battlefield. Okay, dope. What are we flickering? Objects and trinkets and stuff. I mean, worst case, you just flicker Catch a Mouse, draw a card. We should definitely be on Solitude. Bite the bullet. Put this in your deck. It's broken. Maybe... Solitude better than March. Yeah, Solitude just, it's flickerable. It's kind of non-negotiable. You can do Fiend Hunter stuff. Wait. Can we turn this into a Fiend Hunter deck? So the joke is, Fiend Hunter enters and exiles Werefox Bodyguard, which then puts All Faith Stalker back into play, which then exiles Fiend Hunter, which then puts Werefox Bodyguard back into play, which then exiles... You can, like, do Fiend Hunter loops like that. Palace Jailer is broken. It's not part of the loop, but it should be in the deck, for sure. I agree. Otag Fiend Hunter. Is Fiend Hunter? Otag Banish, thank you. So we need to avoid ones that say opponent's control. Also, Unlicensed Hearse or Ghost Vacuum, Soul Cauldron, repeat. So I don't know if you saw the rest of the deck, but these are already all in. This is a land cycler. Exile target creature to opponent controls. Womp womp. I do like Angel of Condemnation. This card is very sick. I hope he gets well soon. Angel Serenity is very strong. Can get rid of blockers, but I don't know. You're just not really attacking in this deck, really. And opponent controls. I'm going to do -0 opponent. T:(creature. And this will filter out the ones that I do not want, which only exile opponent stuff, and it also only makes it things that work in the combo. So Faceless Butcher is a Fiend Hunter. Attacking or blocking creatures, so that one doesn't really work. Okay, so we have the 4-ish kind of cards that work with this. Maybe a Recruiter, the Guard to kind of glue them all together. I think they just say opponents now because of people like you. Elk, well, listen. What's the goal of all these Fiend Hunter cards other than drawing cards with Ketcharos? Okay, so if you've ever drawn 30 cards in a control deck, you wouldn't have asked this question to me. I don't know. What do you mean, what's the combo? The combo is we have infinite ETBs. That's pretty fucking strong, is it not? So instead of running a poor card quality card like Corpse Knight to make these all function, I'm wondering if there's a better option that we can include to make the looping kind of work a little better. We could go infinite life with like a Soul Sistery kind of angle. Like Guide of Souls is pretty decent, and then you can run a warp creature like you run the warp angel, Starfield Shepherd, to go and grab that gameplay object, right? Starfield Shepherd says search your library for a plains card or a card with mana value 1. We need to get more lands in this deck anyway. This is kind of like a land in your slow deck. And then it also draws a card off Ketchamos when it unwarps itself, or like when it warps out to the warp zone. And then you can go grab Guide of Souls with it, which can be the infinite kind of looping thing that you need. And then Guide of Souls is also able to pump up Ketchamos and give it flying to get it through. So this is a higher card quality object than the other one. Plus, you just get infinite life, which is not that bad. And plus, this offsets the life loss from Ketchamos. Draw 40 cards, get Approach of the Second Sun. And then now we can run something like Reprieve to maybe just combo win at the end, because you can return a spell to its owner's hand. So you cast Approach, cast Reprieve, bounce it back to your hand, and then you can cast it again and then win. And maybe that's something. You could run the new Doom. That's like a Thassa's Oracle, but I don't think that's really the angle. But this is a higher card quality than Corpse Knight, is the long and short of it. I much prefer just gaining infinite life, drawing my entire deck, and then comboing off like this, because now we're not running a 2-mana 2/2 that can just get exploded and die, and then we cry. Lightfall Inquisitor. Let's read this card. Okay, I'm glad you just made up a card, but we don't do that around here. Okay, with all these more creatures, I am interested in an Overlord of the Baelmerk. Did I misspell Lightfall? Oh, Lightstall! Okay. Okay, anyway. Overlord of the Baelmerk. Joke here is that you can flicker it with Felia to scam it. It's also just a fine 2-mana play. It stocks up your graveyard for all your Ghost Vacuums and stuff to eat them up. But yeah, Lightstall I'm not a big fan of, because it doesn't trigger Ketra. I don't know, I'm just not a fan. So I do want to free up a little bit more room. Sword's pretty good. Emeritus of Truce. I'm not having trouble exiling stuff. What I want more than anything right now is another 1-drop for Starfield Shepherd to go and grab. Did I miss why we're doing Approach? There's no synergy in this deck with Approach. It's just something that the player likes to do. Maybe out with Fumigate. Weathered Wayfarer in? No, I can see an argument for it, though. Hits or land drops. Yeah, we can do Weathered Wayfarer as the second 1-drop. Okay, great. Now Starfield Shepherd has a couple hits to get. And then, of course, these all work with these. So maybe we include a couple more utility lands. I mean, we should just include more mana fixing in general, I think. Children of Corliss. I mean, that's not a bad answer. It's Grimmin time, so true. Okay. So ta-da, we've added a few more fixing lands. Pit of Offerings. It's a thought. I much prefer Scavenger Grounds, I think. If we had like Urza's Cave and stuff, I don't know. There's not a lot of other utility lands that have me really excited about that, though. Okay, let's play test this out. Draw, Swamp, Soul Ring. Or I guess maybe go Temple of Silence, scry one. Bottom, Bogart Trawler. Next turn, Swamp, Soul Ring, exile something, I don't know. Next turn. Greater Ration City. Ooh, I do like that. Please remind me of that when we get done with the playtest here. Black, 1/2. Faceless Butcher. Exile your thing, draw a card. Next turn. Plains, Swamp 1, Overlord of the Baelmerk, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, get Fiend Hunter. And then you go 1, 2, 3, Werefox Bodyguard your thing, draw a card. Next turn, and then this turn you go 1, 2, 3, Fiend Hunter, exile Faceless Butcher. Oh, I messed up then. We don't Werefox Bodyguard yet. Instead, what you want to do is... See, our mana is just really bad. We can't play both because we just don't have all the mana we need. We need 4 white mana because you need to go Fiend Hunter this, and then you Werefox Bodyguard this, and then you have a loop here where you draw infinite cards and lose infinite life, I guess, but you just stop the chain at some point. The deck has Reprieve. That synergy with Reproach. Yeah, I added that. Okay. So we saw the Fiend Hunter plan come to fruition. We just didn't have the mana for it. Yeah, Fetid Heath. I was gonna Fetish Heath. Fetid Heath. There we go. Yep. So filtering. I was gonna do Otag Filterland. Yeah. There's some other stuff. Like this Kaya is a lot of fun. If you can ever find a way to like proliferate her up or stall out the game, this Kaya is a lot of fun. Because you can just start exiling a ton of shit. Okay, but I like the Fiend Hunter angle of this. This is kind of fun. Yeah, Greater Ration City, thank you for reminding me. Just, this draws cards. Exile a creature card from your graveyard, create a 1/1 white spirit token. Temple of Silence, sorry. Temple of Silence already in. It's fine. Maybe you can do like an Ash Barrens over another swamp. I kind of want to get a Flicker Wisp in here. Just because Flicker Wisp plus Overlord is very strong. I'm mad we can't run that one blue card in this deck so bad. It's mana value 3, type enchantment, attack, exile. I think it's my quest to get this in a deck someday. Web of Inertia. I'm so mad this isn't a white card. At the beginning of combat, on each opponent's turn, that player may exile a card from their graveyard. If that player doesn't, creatures they control can attack you this turn. So the idea is that you control their graveyard really hard, and then they can't attack you with the Ketchermo stuff. All Fate Stalker, that's already in. This hand's unkeepable. This hand's a little better. Drop. Bogart Trawler. Turn over. Next turn. Concealed Courtyard. Lion Sash. Next turn. Plains. 1, 2, 3. Ketra. Next turn. So here you're able to go pitch Lauren. Solitude something. Draw a card, lose a life. 1, 2, Unlicensed Hearse. Don't tap like a moron. Exile Solitude from your own graveyard. Draw a card, lose a life, and miss your land drop. Okay, so this is what I'm fucking talking about. We need more lands in this deck. We're running 38 plus Starfield Shepherd. We need a couple more. I think Everybody Lives comes out. I'm just not that interested in, like, protecting my board that much. And it's like, okay, it's a fog, I guess, but Kaya's Guile's maybe just a bit slow. And then now we can run a couple of... throw in an OG Duel? Absolutely, we can throw that in over Swamp, I think. But I want to get some more utility, kind of, here. But we can do Scrub Land is the white-black duel. Oh, also, we need a fetch land, so we can do... what's the fetch land name in Orzhov? I'm a fucking moron. Marsh Flats. Holy shit, Marsh Flats climbed up in price recently. I remember when this was the cheapest one. They're considering. Oh, okay. So this is gonna look weird. I normally don't like these one-off flicker spells, but I think Flicker of Fate is actually the choice because of Overlord of the Balemerc. I think this is like literally my only line of thought is like Flickering's okay. 2-mana Flicker that can hit Enchantment. That's kind of cool with Overlord of the Balemerc. You can reset your the Legend of Yang Chen with it. That's really about it, but still. I kind of like it with the Overlord. I want to try it out. Okay, so we have 2 Fiend Hunters already. Marsh Flats, and then we get a Surveil Land. Shadowy Backstreet. Surveil 1. Relic, top. Next turn. Command Tower. Relic. Scrubland, Ketra, draw a card. Black 1, try to hit Felia. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get back Moonblessed Cleric if we really want to. I think so. Tap Relic of Progenitus. Exile Farewell. Draw a card. 1, 2, Lion Sash. Next turn. Ash Barrens. 1, 2, 3, Moonblessed Cleric. Get Pariah. That goes on top, but then we draw it right away because we exile Reprieve from our graveyard. Yeah. Pass. Okay, there's a little bit of clunk with the curve here. Where it feels like we are now a little too 3-drop heavy. But still, here's Pariah on Ketra. Fiend Hunter, or Werefox Bodyguard your creature. Exile, draw. Exile from opponent's graveyard, draw. 1, 2. I think our Overlord's awake now. Ephemerate. Draw. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Get back Faceless Butcher. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can do this next turn. Next turn. Ephemerate Overlord again. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Abdel Adrian. So wait, doesn't Abdel Adrian go infinite with it? Because we can go Isolated Chapel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Abdel Adrian. Exile any number of non-land permanents you control. Dink. Not Ketra. Dink. 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 That's one or more things. Draw. We get a bunch of human soldiers. And then you go 1, 2, 3. Fiend Hunter, Abdel Adrian. All of these come back. We draw another card. And then Werefox Bodyguard enters and exiles Abdel Adrian, which brings back Fiend Hunter, which exiles Werefox Bodyguard, which puts Abdel Adrian back into play. And then you have an Abdel Adrian loop going on here. So there you go. So that's a bit what the Fiend Hunter kind of angle of this deck looks like, and I'm curious if that's kind of intriguing you. Java, thank you for getting a deck review for next week. It's the best way to support the channel. Thank you so much. Draw the whole deck, yes, exactly. But we have Approach in the graveyard at that point, so that's a little bit issue. So I don't know if I like Approach that much as the win angle here. But I'm trying to... There has to be something better than Corpse Knight. I refuse to believe that Corpse Knight's the best answer to this problem. Corpse Knight is a 2-mana approach if you draw your whole deck with a combo. No, but like in this loop, how do we get infinite damage? I do not want it to be Corpse Knight, because Corpse Knight is just kind of a dead card in my opinion. I do not really enjoy playing a 2-mana 2/2 and then like it drains sometimes here and there. Only way I know of. There's no way it's it though. It was Gary, but you cut it. Gary wouldn't work with only Fiend Hunters. Jaws of Defeat. Maybe. Hang on, chat. Wait. Cut a Swamp. Urza's Cave. And then you run Alter the Brood. I hate to be boring, but Alter the Brood does get got off Urza's Saga, which we already run. I like that this is easier to tutor for. But then, okay, but Jaws of Defeat, argument for Jaws of Defeat, Moonblessed Cleric can go and grab it. Whenever a creature you control enters, target opponent loses life. Yeah, I like this too. So I think maybe you just do a 2-pronged defensive like this, where like Jaws of Defeat and Ghost, or not, sorry, Alter the Brood. What I like about Alter the Brood too is that when you're milling your opponents, you're feeding your Ghost Vacuum, your Unlicensed Hearses, and etc. Like you're feeding your Exile from Graveyard cards, which does not feel bad. Okay, I'm fucking with it. Sounds good. Okay, we found the angle. So we have 3 cuts we need to make here. Ideally, we don't touch lands anymore. Maybe we can go out Reliquary Tower. That's just my primal hatred of that card. I also hate Reliquary. Perfect. Mwah. Is it not like good in this deck though? It's okay in this deck. I like it when we're doing the loop here, but then you just keep the best 7 cards, and that's probably going to look like Approach of the Second Sun, Reprieve. Like, you're going to win. If you keep 7 cards in this deck, you're going to win. I would just discard to hand size, exactly. We're back to 38 lands again. Yeah, that is the one tough thing, but like I think it's just better to be a swamp. Okay. Maybe Dawnbringer Cleric. I do like that the gain 2 life offsets the damage from the Abdel Adrian one when we're doing that loop. I also like the obs of that. But these are objectively the clunkiest cards. Okay, maybe Kaya is in the path, but I'll put it in considering just because this is a funny card. And so, like, you can do more Kaya stuff in the future with this deck if you decide you're bored of this Shadow of the Second Sun stuff. You have an alternate build path here. Like, Kaya proliferate Planeswalkers. Maybe Ravenous Chupacabra. We just need it less now that we have all these Fiend Hunters that are also interaction. And then maybe you go out Swords. So maybe Anguished Unmaking. Baleful. Baleful's probably it. So you go out Baleful Mastery just because we have all these Fiend Hunters bouncing around. Yeah, Feast and Famine is just a good card, but also just like, do you need it? We do have an Evasive Commander. It's kind of nice there. Probably just already owns it. I don't hate it. I like that it makes opponents discard, so it fills up the graveyard so we can Ghost Vacuum it. All right, I think we're in a good place here. I think I'm just going to not mess with Perfection. I think this deck is kind of cool. I like the Fiend Hunter angle a lot more than what we had before. We got a little bit more Flicker value engine synergy with like Felia and stuff. I think this works out. Thank you for getting a deck review. Do we have Cam here with us? Cam, KHM? I think so. Are you the one who sent in the select? Yes, you are. You're KHM because I postponed this one. Once again, sorry, KHM, that this got postponed. I'm an idiot. I mixed up the decks the other day on the other stream. Thank you for your patience. Did you see that Joey no longer works at EDH Rec? Yes, this is actually something that I've known about for like at least a month or so, I think, because me and Joey just talk. But I couldn't go public and talk about it. But I'm glad that the information's out now. I can let it off my chest. It's a bummer, but honestly, I think it was already kind of the cracks were showing with EDH Rec cast a little bit, and I'm happy that it's a bit of a tumultuous period for Joey, right? Joey is currently a free agent, which is not an exciting place to be in the world, but he already has the pedigree. I like to believe that he's able to bounce back here and do his own thing. I really think Joey's able to do it. I really like that they gave him the channel. Yes, that was one of the things he was really scared about because it was up in the air for a while whether or not he was going to keep the channel or not. But the fact that he already gets to keep the EDH Rec channel is very handy. Yeah, he's definitely able to go independent. I definitely considered him the kind of face of that channel, more so than his two co-hosts. But, you know, that's just me. I am a little concerned of how many lands we have here. Anyway, enough of talking about the mix-up on EDH Rec. Yes, I've heard about it. Yes, I've known about it for a while, in fact. But, yeah, anyway. Cam, this is Selesnya Blink. Focusing on blinking Yasharn early to pick up extra lands and slam with various walking atlases in the deck. Play late game bombs early, focusing on ETB token generation. Okay, I like this idea. I'm wondering if, like, do we want to run stuff that, like, rewards us for discarding cards is my first thought. Because Yasharn does fill your hand rather meanly. My first thought is Solitary Confinement. Yeah, we're going to fix this mana base, but this kind of makes a little bit of sense because Yasharn can only get basics. I do want to add a little bit more oomph to the mana base, though. Solitary Confinement. If you're your upkeep, sacrifice this unless you discard a card. Skip your draw step. You have Shroud. Prevent all damage to be dealt to you. If you're constantly flickering your Yasharn, you're going up cards. And that means Solitary Confinement is more likely to provide you with value. Other thing I'm thinking about, Ayula's Influence. Green, green, green. Discard a land card. Create a bear. So you're now able to flicker and turn these into 2/2s. That's insanely good here. Yeah, Ayula's Influence is going to be peak for sure. Didn't realize they were so cheap. Yeah, they are. World Ooze spotted. Yeah, March of the World Ooze actually wombos with Ayula's influence. Suddenly, all these are 6/6s. That's pretty good. We can also do something like Kudo King Amongst Bears. Kudo King Amongst Bears also rewards this kind of bear angle. And then maybe you can do like some Sidar Kondo action, right? Creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less. You might want to get something in keeping the budget under $70 total. 50 is the anchor for the pod with some wiggle room. So we can do like Toski. How much is Toski running nowadays? 7. That is a bit of money. Not my favorite, but God, this is such a good effect. We'll move it to considering for now. Elish Norn would be really nice with Kudo, of course. But I don't think... Yeah, this one's $15. Just a thought. What's the name of the one from Marvel? Because you have Queen Mother Ramonda. You become the monarch, and as long as you're the monarch, creatures with power 2 or less can attack you. And surprise, everything's a 2/2. Ramonda forever. Okay, and then we need Felia. It's just non-negotiable. I'm sorry. If you're running Fortune in here, I want you to spend $4 on Felia. Please, please, please. And then Felia is also just, of course, broken with the Kudo. Speaking of being broken with Kudo, I also want to add Quasali Pride Mage. Quesadilla Pride Mage. Just, hey, look, I have Exalted. Right? This is very nice. I have Exalted is very cool because now when you have Kudo and an attack trigger, you're able to just swing one thing and then, surprise, that one thing is a 3/3 and now therefore impossible to block. We're also going to need mana value 3 type creature. Champion of Lambholt. This is a similar thing. Champion of Lambholt's basically as good as Elish Norn, where you can just, with Kudo, this is a everything's unblockable, kind of similar to Sidar. Okay, so now I'm down a little bit on Armada Worm. Down a little on Captain of the Watch, although it's okay. Gruff Triplets, that's fine. Make Knights. I think maybe... No, Pegasus Guardian's kind of good. Protect of the Waste isn't bad, but... Soul the Harvest is a little expensive in my opinion. Love Angel Serenity, good pick. Hornet Queen. Sure. It's okay. I just think we're too in on this high end here. I like the End Race Forerunners though. Okay. Not generally a fan of these return everything effects. Cloud Shift I'm not a huge fan of. I just don't like 1-for-1 cards even if it is 1 mana. But I'm also not a big fan of these like 4 mana ones that can like accidentally exile our tokens. Long Road Home I'm not a big fan of. Like I'd much prefer to see like Touch the Spirit Realm. Right, Touch the Spirit Realm here is a removal spell, but it's also a flicker spell. Removal spell, but also a flicker spell. Getaway Glamour's removal, but also a flicker spell. Another round's okay. I typically find it too expensive. Daydream I love. Good job. We could probably do Ephemerate Eternal Witness. Right, Eternal Witness, return a card from your graveyard to your hand. Ephemerate is a 2-for-1 flicker spell. This is a nice little wombo combo here to get infinite flickers. Not infinite flickers, but, you know, 1 flicker a turn. Little underwhelmed with Harmonize. I think we can find better card advantage than Soul's Majesty and Harmonize. Azuri's Predation should probably be like a Winds of Abandon in this creature deck. So happy this card's super cheap now. I don't know if I'm big on Golden Argosy either. It just seems kind of expensive. Okay, so we're nearing our $50-ish budget. Sure. Fine. Okay. I would like to see a Tango land in here, I think. What is it called? Is Tango land? 2 more basics. Which you will control. Okay, so we have 3 slots to play with. If you're blinking Guardian Project is so expensive, though. Yeah, it's just too pricey. I would not pay $13 for Guardian Project. Is there something like Toski that rewards us for hitting each of our opponents with creatures? Because I suck. I kind of hate that the answer is Toski. Or in Frostfang? Yep. We could do like Kin Binding. Creatures in control get +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures that enter the battlefield under your control this turn. And then beginning combat, you make a Kithkin. So this is like not Headache Cathar Crusade, where you're able to discard a bunch of lands to Ayula's influence, and then get that +X/+X, and then you hit everyone with Kudo in play. Would Mirror Weatherlight Duelist work here? Absolutely, right? And then I wonder if instead of one of these clunky 4-drop flicker cards, if you just go with like Moonblessed Cleric to go retrieve your Kin Binding or March of the World Ooze or etc. Airbender's Ascension. Teleportation Circle would be a little too expensive, but we do have Far Traveler here. Okay, I'm going to sort by price really quickly. And we're just going to pull out whatever's kind of more expensive. Because I would like to fit a Recruiter of the Guard in here. It's just very nice to get Kudo. Very nice to get Felia. Honestly, I just don't like this one all that much, so. Okay, keep the budget under $70 with card market pricing. Oh, card market pricing. Ooh, hang on, we need to do a little review. What did I just add? Harper Recruiter. Well, I did not mean to add that. Recruiter of the Guard. So if I go into my settings here. How much more expensive is card market than Mana Pool? Okay, $7. So under $70 of the card market pricing, we are there. Congratulations. Huzzah us. All right, and we'll go and playtest this now. I'm excited. This deck looks like a lot of fun. So land, next turn. Forest, 1/2. Llanowar Scout. Next turn. Forest, 1/2. 3. Moonblessed Cleric, retrieve. Court of Bounty is pretty good. Also, Monarchy is very strong in this deck because of how hard we are to attack. Let's get Iula's Influence, I think. So that'll go on top next turn. Or we can tap, put this into play last turn. And then this turn we go Plains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yasharn. Get Forest Plains. And we're going to flicker this. So we're going to get another wombo of these two. So that was last turn that we tapped this. So we're going to do that into Daydream. Into Forest. Into next turn. Into Forest. Into 1, 2, 3. Iula's Influence. Into 1, 2. Druid class. Into tap. Sungrass player. 1, 2, 3. Level up. Druid class. Plains. Or I guess we don't level up Druid class. Hang on. We go 1, 2, 3. Daydream Yasharn. Oop. Plains. Forest. And then you go discard, 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 4 bears. Next turn, Plains. Okay, so now we're a little behind. I think I want to get a Tireless Tracker in this deck. Tireless Tracker just keeps the cards flowing. It grows, right? Counter on this creature. That's very good with Kudo. So Lifestream's Blessing out. None of our creatures are particularly huge. Comes into play. I like the tap ones way more. Comes into play, yeah. Like, tap, you may put land card into play. All right, so now we can go up. There's an enchantment, which I think is pretty cheap. Reverence. I don't think it's cheap enough, but keep it on your radar. It's nice to be able to go and grab that with Starfield Shepherd or Moonblessed Cleric. So I think in hindsight, getting Airbender Ascension with Moonblessed Cleric was actually better than Iula's Influence there, because you can then start a Flicker Chain with it. What other card draws? So maybe we do one that draws for each creature control. Eladamri's Call would be so cool. Yeah, but it's too pricey. We're super budget deck, keep in mind. Nah. Okay, so I guess it is just Shamanic. Because we're going wider rather than tall. Why -0 counter? I want a card that draws a card and then puts a counter on each creature we control. Like, what is the camaraderie? Nope. Starlight Spectacular? Yeah. I think that's a pretty good inclusion. It's like kin binding in a way. I just had a thought, by the way. So there's Creeping Renaissance, which is a sorcery. Choose a permanent type. Return all cards of the chosen type from your graveyard to your hand. Paradise Lost. Roll 2 6-sided dice. Return any number of cards with total mana value X or less from your graveyard to your hand, where X is the total of those cards. Even if you roll 2, you can return all lands from your graveyard. Here, you can return all lands from your graveyard, and you can discard them all again to Iula's Influence. So you can go, once you have like 20 lands in your graveyard, you go Creeping Renaissance, discard them all again to Iula's Influence. Kin Binding explodes your board. You can also attack. So think about this. You have like something like Sidar Kondo in play, or Miri, where they can only block with one creature, and you swing out with your bears that already are there, and then you instant speed Paradise Lost after blockers. None of your creatures are blocked, and then you discard them all, give everything 20/20 with Kin Binding. I think that's a realistic thing that can happen here. That's a cool card. I like that one. Pest Infestation is cheap as well, right? I don't really like pests here. What makes you like Pest Infestation? Could help go wide. We do not need help going wide. And plus, Pest Infestation kind of just goes wide without any synergy. It's just kind of there. I don't really like it. Okay, we're cooking, guys. We're cooking. Honestly, I think it's Coveted Jewel Mysterious Limousine. These are funny, but I think they are too slow. Maybe Conjurer's Closet out. Just rely on creatures to do it for us. All right, this is keepable. We have 4 lands and we have a ramp spell. Drop, Fortified Village. Next turn, Forest, 1/2, Explore, draw a card. Put a land card into play. Next turn, Plains, 1, 2, 3, 4, Yasharn. Maybe not Yasharn. Maybe we go for Moonblessed Cleric here. And then this is Ayula's Influence. Next turn, Forest. And then now you go 1, 2, 3, 4, Yasharn, get Plains, Forest. Next turn, Plains, 1, 2, Flicker, Moonblessed Cleric. Kin Binding, 1, 2, 3. Ayula's Influence. Next turn, Forest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kin Binding. Attack with Yasharn. Maybe you don't play Forest. Maybe you miss your land drop here. And you go next turn. Oh, we would have gotten a Kithkin last turn. So now this turn, you're able to attack. Right, we get +1/+1. And then you go discard, 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 discard. Make 4 bears. So our team now has +5/+5. Gruff Triplets. So our team now has +8/+8, +9/+9. Oh, sorry, it would be +8/+8 because we wouldn't have made that bear. So that's a big swing. But once again, we're just kind of running out of cardboard here. There has to be another, like... Another one of these effects. Creature, enchantment, or land? 15 cents. It ramps into Yasharn. I kind of like that. That wasn't even what I was looking for, and still I kind of like that a lot. Secure Tribe Scout. Isn't that card expensive, though? Yeah, it's $4. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. I think once again, maybe that was just a misplay. I should just be grabbing Far Traveler more or Urbanus Ascension more. Okay, this hand's incredible. Oh my god, this hand's broken. 1, 2, 3. Ayula's Influence. You can't really attack me. I can literally discard cards and block. Let's get Far Traveler out. And then this turn you go land, 1, 2, 3, 4, Yasharn. Plains Forest. And then you go discard, 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 discard. You make 5 bear tokens. And then you go next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw 6 cards. Forest. Discard, discard. Make 2 more bears. Swing with Yasharn. Exile to 1 target tapped creature control. Get 2 more lands. Discard those for 2 more bears. Next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Creeping Renaissance. Get back all of your lands. Land for turn. Poo Poo UFO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now imagine if we had like kin binding at all this game. Like we'd be exploding the table. This is Selesnya Borborygmos. Exactly what I'm thinking of this deck. Maybe we save 1 land just so we hit our land drop next turn. Okay, Winds of Abandon's broken here. And then you go 1, 2, 3. Eternal Witness back. Shamanic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shamanic Revelation. Draw a billion. Okay. I think this deck does have an issue with converting these bears into lethal. But like, what's an overwhelming stampede, you know? +4/+4 trample. Don't mind if I do. I don't know. This is a good jumping off point, I think. I don't know if we're quite there. But zooming out, what are we missing here? I think Angel of Serenity is maybe a little questionable. Just it's a little too slow. As much as I love that card to death. I just can't bring myself to say it's good. I don't know if we need these like go wide kind of cards up here. If we just have a way to get consistently Ayula's Influence. So Overwhelming Stampede, Overrun. Decimator. Draw card each creature you control. Is Beastmaster Ascension not good in this? It's not that it isn't good. I just don't like it doesn't give trample. That's the only thing I hate about it. It's a totally fine Magic the Gathering card. I just literally, my brain cannot like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's a personal preference. Keep it on your radar. I can't bring myself to do it. Is there another one of these? Like, Collective Unconscious is 6 mana. I could have sworn there was like a better version of this effect. What the fuck does Camaraderie say? Gain X life and draw X card where X the number of creatures you control. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Sure. So my question is, do we want to be like Cryptolith writing? How much is Cryptolith write? $10. Okay, no, we're not going to be doing that. All right, let's spin this again. Okay, this has Moonblast Cleric. I think I would drop Yasharn here. Because this sets us up better. We don't need 2 overwhelming Stampedes. So let's get rid of Overrun, I think. Okay, next turn. Forest. 1, 2, 3. Far Traveler. Actually, let's play Plains. And then Far Traveler. And then we go attack with Yasharn. And then end step we flicker Yasharn. One, two, Getaway Glamour, flicker this. Again. Forest Plains. Next turn. Land, forest, forest, forest. Iula's Influence. Attack with Yasharn. Attack with Moonblast Cleric. I don't know. You just can't assume that Moonblast Cleric is going to get through, though. You know what I mean? Because this needs to exile a tapped creature. God, if we could run Teleportation Circle here, it'd be so good. But still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 land drops. So 5 bears. And then you flicker your Yasharn. You get Forest, Plains, and you discard the forest to get another bear. It's all basics. Yasharn can only tutor for basic forest, basic plains. So that's why we have so many basics. Next turn. I don't know if I like Lure or whatever you're recommending. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, Morningtide's Light's really nice because you can exile Moonblast Cleric and Yasharn. And then swing with your bears. And you exile their blockers. And these both return. Moonblast Cleric comes back. You get type enchantment. Okay, I think in hindsight, I'm not really into the solitary confinement as much anymore. It's okay. Something to consider. For evasion, there's Jasmine. Ooh, Jasmine Boreal. Yeah. Surely we would prefer Ruxa, right? No, Ruxa doesn't work. You can assign the damage through. It's not the same thing. I mean, this is something. I just think we have enough evasion already. Type enchantment. Oh, draw. Oh, each. Sort EDH rec, I was going to say. Normally I don't do EDH rec searches here, but I'm kind of curious to see if there's something I'm missing here. Enduring Innocence seems very strong in this deck. Tokasia's Welcome works. This works fine too. Okay, I don't hate the Enduring Innocence. I just need to cut something of a similar price. Because think about it, you can like discard bears and discard a card, make a bear draws a card because of the Enduring Innocence, and you do that once each turn. So that's something. Probably better than Miri. So now, draw, Forest, Skyshroud Ranger, next turn. Forest, tap, put into play. We don't have a Plains yet. This sucks. Okay, this hand wasn't a keep. My fault. This hand's a keep. Forest, next turn. Plains, next turn. Honestly, sure. Go Forest, 1, 2, 3. Moonbless Cleric, Ayula's Influence. Yeah, Ayula's Influence. Next turn, now you play Yasharn. Sorry, we could have tapped this last turn. I should have. Okay, this, Forest, Plains. Next turn, Forest, 1, 2, 3. Ayula's. This guy's feeling a little awkward now too. Okay. I think I am tutoring a little too aggressively for Ayula's Influence. Okay, like this is the perfect draw. Okay, this is like God Hand. Qasali. Next turn, Takasia's Welcome. Next turn, Forest, 1. Sky Shroud Ranger. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3. Ayula's Influence. Pass to your turn. Discard a Plains. Make a bear. Draw a card. On your turn, discard a Plains. Make a bear. Draw a card. On your turn, discard a Plains. Make a bear. Draw a card. My turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yasharn. Get Plains, get Forest. Close and shuffle. Dink. And then we go Forest is land for turn. And then we do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Draw 3 cards. Next turn. Here we just win. Or we're getting close to it. 1, 2. Kudo. Or we go 1, 2, 3. Champion. 1, 2. Kudo. Champion gets a counter. And then it's a 3, 3. Everything's a 2, 2. Except for Champion, which is a 3, 3, which means they can't block. You swing with everything. And we also draw a card because that's a power 3 or less creature entering. We discard this. We make a bear. We draw a card. Next turn, Plains. You can just Overwhelming Stampede or Overrun for +3/+3. You can exile all blockers. You can get more card advantage online. This is moving. I think this deck needs like some amount of Selfless Spirit action, but once we get those in, like these board protection spells that you don't have to hold up mana for, it's already in. So maybe Boromir. How much is Boromir? I don't think it's too expensive, but maybe it is. Yeah, he's like $5. Maybe not. You could do like Flare of Fortitude if you feel like... I'm not going to put this in your main deck because it is a little expensive. It's $3. That's still pretty decent. Add to considering. You could do stuff like Clever Concealment, but that's way too much money, right? Okay, no, it's $5 now. I'll add it to considering. So if you're having trouble, if you're struggling with like board wipes facing into those are a couple of options to maybe get in. King Darien. Okay, I do like the King Darien recommendation. That protects all your tokens, which is honestly, I don't know if you need more than that. So we can get King Darien, the, fuck, what is this number? That's 10? L. I don't know what fucking L is. I don't know how to read Roman numerals past a point. Yeah, King Darien's a very good recommendation. Good job, chat. Maybe Skullwinder out. We just already have Eternal Witness plus the consistency of being able to grab it with Recruiter of the Guard. Okay, I think we're in a good spot with this deck now. L is 50. So it's 50 minus 10, right? Or is it plus 10? I don't know where the numbers are supposed to be. There's a lot of Darians, that's for certain. There's been a lot of these guys. The 48th, okay. Antioch Strike Leader. Yeah, we can put that in the considering. So anyway, we put a lot of protection in the considering. I mean, just adjust this depending on your pod. I can't really say how much protection is correct over what we've already included. But yeah, those are some options there. You can maybe do like a 6 kind of thing. You fill your hand with lands all the time. 6 lets you have retrace, which can let you retrace Selfless Spirit all the time. It's also Spectacular Spider-Man. But that one's $7. Ew, gross, no way. But yeah, 6 is a good idea with this Selfless Spirit kind of play pattern. Totally possible. Why is there a silver card in considering? Where? I don't see the silver card. Anyway, this is good to go. I think I'm gonna say you're set. I think I fucking cooked here. I think I cooked. Shout out Selesnya. All right, do we have Liz here with us? Thanks for the review. Watching you cook with speed is crazy. Thank you for getting a deck review. It's the best way to support the channel. I did the math at some point. I think getting a deck review is literally 1,000 times more support than just viewing the stream. It's like something stupid. What is the silver card? Sliver? Okay, wait, no, hang on. I might be dyslexic. I didn't realize you said sliver. I thought you said silver. No, this is so bad. This is a game about reading. Are you kidding? Oh my fucking god. I'm an idiot. This is awesome. Oh, I'm a super genius. This is great. I versus L is a lot more understandable, to be fair. That's fair. You actually need glasses? No, I have perfect 20/20 vision. This has nothing to do with my actual, like, sight of objects. It's much more that I'm, like, impossible to read anything. So it does not seem that, Liz is here, correct? So I'm just gonna put Liz to the back, and we'll ask again later, and then if not, we'll just do Liz without there. Should be there. If it's a bit later, I might be exhausted and pass out in case I'll try to provide the extra. Okay, so they're fine with doing it, or rather, yes, she, her, yes. So she's fine with us doing it without her. So we'll just push that to the back. Oh, you are here. Okay, great. So we can just do it with you. Thank you for the tip, by the way. Tips are always very much appreciated. I've been getting some crazy tips recently. Wait, Elk's getting some crazy tip? What did he mean by that? AO? Fucking... I knew it was gonna be in the fucking chat. Anyway, Rafine. Yeah, I do enjoy Rafine. What's your favorite playstyle, Commander? I like a good tempo deck, I've noticed. So, like, let's look at Safara, and what's another good example? Reanimator, Kinesos. So here are 3 decks that is built around slamming a big object for cheap, Safara. We have here Aelie, Eternal Pilgrim, but this is a Reanimator deck, right? I use Reanimate, put Vilis into play, draw 8 cards. And then here, and it's also just a big 8/8 Flying Demon. And then Kinesos, 4 mana, Cheetah Kraken off the top of the library into play. And then what do we have here? Counter spells. What do we have here? Flicker and Protection Magic. What do we have here? Protection Magic up the wazoo. Like, look at the type and tag. Protection, 14 protection objects. So each of these decks, what they do is they slam a big threat into play and then they protect it constantly. So yeah, I like a good mid-range deck. But honestly, in all honesty, I like playing any Magic deck for the most part. I also like little hate bears. Anyway, we have Raffine. My ideal game plan of the deck is to simply curve out. 1 drop on 1, 2 drop on 2, play Commander on 3, and then hopefully we're discarded enough to reanimate something that will pull us ahead. Okay, yeah, that sounds like fun. This deck I originally made on a 50-pound budget. Oh, you beautiful British woman. 50-pound budget after a friend of mine accused me of only ever playing Control. After I showed up with it, he made the usual same joke, oh, it's all 3 Control colors, and was surprised when I was beating him down for half his life by turn 4. Half-Life reference. But anyway, it's a deck that combines a lot about what I love about Magic, touching cardboard, interacting with the graveyard, and hand selection, and makes it into a deck where I don't have to think I'll ever be fully put down. Okay, so first and foremost, okay, you have Chthoni Nightmare. Good job! Oh, I'm so proud of you! I'm so proud of you. Someone watches my videos and knows about good cards. Fuck yes. Chthoni Nightmare. Absolutely. Brilliant, brilliant card. Knowledge is power. X number of cards you draw this turn. Awesome. Awesome. I think this... Okay, I don't like Wonder. I think most of our creatures should just have flying already. This should just be a flying deck, in my opinion. I get Wonder's easy to discard, but I would just... I want all of my creatures to already have flying or unblockable. So maybe we just don't give things that because everything just already has it, right? Yeah, it's an insane fit in this deck because people want to blow up Raffine constantly. I don't know why. She's totally fair, smiles. But there's being able to recur her constantly is very much a very good. Plagan! Oh my god! Yeah, Plagan's broken. But I don't know if I want this to become a Plagan deck. I think I already have a concept of a plan for what's going to go down here. I don't like Lone Rider once again. Let's just try to get the dorks that don't fly or evade out already. As much as I enjoy the idea of that attacker that also attacks and then makes other attackers and then we draw extra cards. This is cute. I think Infect is a little bit of a distraction if your deck isn't focused on it, though. That's just personal opinion. There's other people who might disagree and enjoy the high ceiling, low floor of Infect, but... That one's fun. I don't know if I like Kiora because we already have bigness, and then we don't need the bigness from the Kiora, and then also like we're going wide. I don't know. I just don't like Kiora that much here. I do enjoy Kiora as a card, just not here. Shelly. I'm not a big fan of Shelly. I think she's too slow nowadays, but you know, some people enjoy playing with her anyway. Turn, exile the target creature from the graveyard. I don't like that we missed the first Arden trigger, so we go reanimate Arden, and then next turn we have to wait and have another thing in the graveyard. I'd rather just run another big, explosive idiot. Okay, so let's start with Wind Reader Sphinx. Oh, Trinket Mage! Hi, deck review again. Why does this Elk stream ever do something cool like juggling? No, you're right. Next stream I'll juggle. I'm lying. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, I like Wind Reader Sphinx here, because we have the reanimate plan. So right, we attack, get this in the graveyard. Next turn, Wind Reader Sphinx, reanimate, Knowledge is power. This is on attack that you draw the cards. So this is a big Coastal Piracy you can reanimate that also synergizes with Knowledge is power, which is honestly one of your better overruns in the deck. Streamer, you juggle every card you cut from a deck? Dude, if I had to do that with some decks, I'd be juggling 60 cards. How did I miss that? I love Sphinges. Let's go. Yeah. Wind Reader Sphinx is dope. It's dope and awesome. I concur. If you love Sphinges so much, what if we just added a ton? We could add, what's the stupid conspiracy? Unraveler. You may collect evidence 10 rather than pay the mana for spells you cast. So if you have a big clunky reanimator idiot in your hand, and you discard a bunch and then draw into new ones, you're able to exile the old Reanimator idiots for the new Reanimator idiots. Just a thought. I don't think it's that good, but it's funny. Sphinx of the Steel Wind. I think I would rather see the Magistrate Sphinx. Sphinx Magistrate? The one that sets a life total to 10. Magister Sphinx. There we go. Enters target life total becomes 10. Kind of funny. Free running, return target creature from graveyard to battlefield. That makes sense. Victimize makes sense. Living Death makes some amount of sense. Unburial Rites makes sense. I like the flashback on that card. Stitch Together. It's a little much to get Threshold. I think some of our legendaries, some of our Reanimator targets are legendary, so I don't know if I like that. But what we are able to run, in my opinion, is Dread Return. I think we just have so many little fucking idiot weenies that being able to turn 3 of them into a Reanimate is pretty handy. Okay. Mask of the Schemer makes sense thematically. I just don't know if it has a lot of synergy. I think because we're curving out, I'm a little bit dubious of 3-mana removal. I like the Demolition Field. Okay. So, Changeling Outcast out. Let's add some more 1-drops that are a little bit more utility-based. I love Topplegeist. Love Siren Stormtamer. Love Mausoleum Wanderer. Judge's Familiar, same reason. Hope of Gearper, same reason. Flitterwing Nuisance, of course, naturally. I'm wondering if we want a Starfield Shepherd, but maybe not. Maybe not. Mana value equals 1. Oh, flying. Sort. Oh, you could do Momo. Are we no UB? I don't mind UB, but I'd like to prefer Marvel and TMNT where possible. So Momo Friendly Flyer turns all of your 3-drop flyers into 2-drop flyers, so you can go curve Momo into a 3-drop flyer, like Glenelendra Guardian. Oh, that's your only one. Okay, so maybe Momo isn't that good. It does turn 4-drop flyers into 3-drop flyers, though, of which you run a couple. So I don't hate it. Riptide Gearhulk for removal. It's not a bad idea. We should... Okay, we are on Selfless Spirit already. Yeah, Riptide having double strike. I just don't like it that it isn't evasive. I just want to keep this like kind of flyery. I think that like kind of condenses the deck down well enough for me. So maybe you go Momo. I'm going to look at Safari really quick. Selfless Savior, Skrelf? No, those do not have flying, believe it or not. Is Hushbringer insane in your deck? Wait, how many ETBs do you have? Dog, do you have a single ETB in this deck? Wait. Witch Enchanter, that's a land though. It's Magister Sphinx, I guess. That's 1. 2. 3. You have 3 ETBs. Hushbringer in. Oh, yes. Are you playing Delenny? You need to type better because I'm figuring out I'm dyslexic right now. Delenny. That was copied and pasted. You can't... Delny, sorry. No, I hate this. I hate this because Rafine will quickly pump creatures out of 2 power range. That's why I do not like Delny in this deck at all. Okay, anyway. MB equals 1, O flying, sort MB. Oh, no, sort MB. Why am I sorting MB when they're all 1? Type creature. Thada Adele, steal your artifacts might be a bit unfair in bracket. If you think Thada Adele's unfair in like a bracket, that's like, I think that's crazy. Let's find some good 1-drop flyers, I think. Something fun. iTwitch does discard for a Reanimator, I guess. That's not really anything, though. Guide. That's interesting. I like Hypnotic Siren, because late game you can bestow it on an opposing creature, and then early game it's a 1/1. That's fun. I like the modality of that. Siren Stormtamer's already in. Mockingbird? Mockingbird for sure. Oh my god, Mockingbird. Once again, it has the modality. It has the flying. It can copy opposing things. It can copy your own things. And then it's also just a 1/1/1 to get started. Okay, now we can maybe get Momo in here. I do like Mothrider Patrol, but probably not in this deck. We probably have better things to do with your mana than my mono white flying deck. Technically, you would descend, but I just don't think Scry 1's a very good payoff. Spectral Sailor's just a bit mana intensive. Spyglass Siren isn't that bad, but it's eh. It's eh. I don't think I hate Warden of the Inner Sky, but... Nashi's Moon Sage? We can look at that. Yeah, Moon Sage is Scion. I don't know. We just have kind of a cheap deck. We have a lot of like really small efficient threats, and then we have a bunch of big ones. But like we have mostly just small little guys. Fairy Mastermind too expensive. If you wanted to put Nashi in, you can go Nashi, Brainstorm, Brain Surge, Temporal Mastery, Mortuary Mire over a different tap land. So, Mortuary Mire in. And the joke is that you can Mortuary Mire a big fatty on top, attack, and then Ninjutsu Nashi. That's something. And then you can also have some Miracle action. Brainstorm, Brain Search helps with that. Baleful Strix is just a good card. Yeah, you're right. I'll put Baleful in. Makes total sense to me to include Baleful Strix. Although it does kind of conflict with Hushbringer, but I think it's fine. Final Word Phantom might be funny here. Yeah, I don't hate the idea. I just don't like that it's 3 mana. Okay, this hand's okay. We don't have blue. We don't have blue. Okay, this hand's a little bit worse, but I think it's going to be fine. Only activate if you control the swamp. So you go Dink, Judge is familiar. Next turn, Tainted Field, Flash in Malcolm. This turn, Sea of Clouds, Rafine, attack. 2 counters here. Loot. So wait, that's on attack. So Whenever it deals combat damage. So we're going to do the draw and discard first. Draw. Discard Hoarding Broodlord Looter. So that's the 2 counters. Then we'll draw discard. Goodbye. Fell. You get rid of Concealed Courtyard, maybe. Here, I'll actually use this to track the chorus counters. All right. Next turn. Fell the Profane. Turn over. Do we Hail Mary Nashi here? Fuck it, we ball. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've attacked with 3 things. So we're going to connive 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's Brainstorm. So we need to go out with Reconnaissance Mission, Archfiend of Ifnir, Avenger of the Fallen. I think that's just a little bit too slow for this game. So we put 3 counters on Rafine. 1, 2, 3, because Rafine's broken. And then we'll draw discard with Malcolm. Goodbye, Shoreline Looter. Okay, and then... Oh, wait. We need to do this. My fault. So we Nashi... Actually, maybe I don't Nashi now. Maybe we keep Shoreline Looter. Okay, and the thinking here is 1, 2, we free running. Welcome back to the party, Hoarding Broodlord. We tutor up some stupid fucking card. What would you get here? Maybe the stupid enchantment. I would get Knowledge's Power. That seems like the best card in the deck. And you go blue, Brainstorm, draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And then you put 2 cards on top. We'll do this one and this one. Next turn. Oh my god, it's a miracle! Anyway, move to combat. Swing, 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 swing. We connive 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go discard, 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 discard. One more. Shoreline Looter. I guess we get rid of Flare. Because I want to go double spell this turn with Shoreline Looter, Topplegeist. And then we move on to our extra turn. Untap. Upkeep, draw. Island. Or I guess Bojuka Bagu. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knowledge's Power. And then you move to combat. And you're drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Discard, 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 discard. Then Malcolm deals combat damage. This will be our 4th chorus counter. I forgot to increment it last turn. So we'll draw and then cast Conspiracy Unraveler. And then these are all billion of billions. Yeah, they're all somethings. Insane. This feels awesome. This deck feels great. So I don't hate Nashi. I do like Temporal Mastery. We all know this to be true. I'm going to leave it up to... I do love Knowledge's Power, yeah. I also like... I like how the Brainstorm and the Brain Surge interact with the Knowledge's Power. So I think we're keeping this. I think we keep Nashi as well. I mean, we might as well. So now we have a little bit of a top deck angle to this deck. Okay, I mean, I don't hate this. This deck feels very good. I don't know if I have much else to, like, maybe no Priest of Fell Rites. We don't run Buried Alive, which makes it a little bit of a worse card. Jin Sakai. Jin Sky. Jin Sakai. It is Sakai. I knew it. Guys, you really need to spell things correctly because apparently I'm unable to read. So... I don't hate this. It's also $132. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but... what's the melee idiot? Skyhunter Strike Force. Everything gets +3/+3 when you swing. Something to think about. I don't know if it's correct. It just takes up the same mana value slot as Rafine. Is Sarah Ascendant in? I just don't really like Sarah Ascendant that much, but it is a good card. It is very strong. I just don't really like how it makes games of Commander happen. But definitely something to think about with the Skyhunter Strike Force here. Temporal Master is very good. Wow, this hand's incredible. So draw. Flooded Strand, fetch for Godless Shrine. Momo. Next turn. Dink, 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 dink. Douthie. Next turn. Hollowed Fountain. 1, 2, 3. Rafine. Swing, swing. Connive twice. Probably putting those counters on Momo. Okay, so we only put one counter on Momo. So 1 and Crypt Color. I don't know. Crypt Color Chariot's pretty broken. 1 or more cards. Okay, this card sucks a lot more than I thought it did. Maybe this should go. I thought this was for each card. But in hindsight, that would be pretty strong. So I don't want to blind flip. So I think what we do is we just go 1, 2, Ledger Shredder, attack, attack, attack. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a counter on. Maybe we put a counter on Rafine by discarding Reanimate, and then we go Shoreline Looter. That's our second card, so we get to connive here. Draw, discard Mischievous Mimic. I definitely need to apologize to a member of my pod because I definitely did not read that 1 or more as well. It happens. It happens. Okay, Fellmire in play. I think I'm just going to go for a... I guess you attack. Here's what you do. You attack first. You connive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We drew no big creatures. That kind of sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I really want Nashi to be good, guys, but it's just so hard. Anyway, we'll put 4 counters on Rafine. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll move to combat. Damage. Shoreline Looter. Draw. Discard. Fucking blue. No. I don't know. It's like, I want Nashi to be good. Okay, if we blind Nashi here, we would have gotten Valgavoth into play. So I guess it's fine. Just variance. We definitely have a good enough glut of big thing. Do we have any other tap lands? Maybe out with the filter land, go in Lorien Revealed. Just hit big things more often now, right? Okay. I think this is good to go. I like the Nashi recommendation. The fact that you can spin into Valgavoth is funny. Sure. We can do a little Nashi action. Awesome list, though. Rafine is always very impressive. Thank you very much for the deck review, and thank you for the kind words about my deck. I love Esper Little Idiots, of course. Of course, of course, of course. All right, moving on. Do we have Type Quietly? Maybe still a slight protect. Why? I don't know. We have Reanimator. When we think about reanimation, it is kind of like protection. So I'm not particularly invested in adding more protection to this deck when we can just like reanimate big threats and kill them if our go wide plan fails. All right, Moving on. Ada Mind Control. Adea? How do you pronounce this name? Diva Accessories. Oh, wow. I'm usually at work during your stream hours, but I'll do my best to be here. You're here. Great news. I love stealing wins away from opponents who are about to win. Over time, the deck has garnered a reputation to be public enemy number one, and is usually arch enemy when I play it. In games where I'm not focused or not the problem, I can usually still steal the win from behind, taking their things. Okay. I want to show this deck that I've worked on hard ever since Ada was spoiled. I'd also like some advice on how to handle politicking as an arch enemy. You can't. You just need to be mean as fuck. And some balancing of the ratios of the card qualities. The biggest issue I face is being targeted or aggroed down, and consistency for putting my game plan on time. Okay. Let's duplicate. So what does Ada do? Ward 2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, gain control of target creature and opponent controls until end of turn, and tap that creature against haste until end of turn. Wow. Whenever a creature you control but don't own dies, return to the battlefield under his owner control, and you draw a card. Intriguing. Okay. Okay, low-key, I do just need to play this deck first and see how it kind of feels, because this is kind of a strange one. Maybe go Ruckus Theater first. Top. Dink Dink, Felwar Stone. Wow, that's really slow. I mean, this card's fine, but it is really slow and clunky and weird. That is for certain. Okay, random ass black, red card. So, like, literally, it's so hard to cast Shadow. I don't know if I really like that at all. Very hard to cast that card. Quad black. Quad black. Ugh. The primary is the game plan. I have a very good concept of what the game plan is. I've played against Marchesa decks before. This seems very similar, where it's like a steal and sack kind of deck. You don't keep it forever, but unlike Marchesa where you do. But okay, getting extra combats is funny. I like that. He hates fun. You know what's fun? Being able to cast your spells. How about that? That's a lot of fun. I enjoy being able to cast my cards. Anyway, I don't really like Gilded Lotus here. Like, what are we ramping into, dog? It's like, there's Insurrection. Yeah. Return the battlefield under its owner's control. Cauldron of Souls just seems a bit expensive. If our commander put counters back on herself and we could repeatedly use that, I'd be more into it, but it's not. Okay, that's something. Have we thought about, like, saw in half? Steal a creature and then saw it in half? The exile plane steals them permanently? Yeah, that's why I didn't cut this. That's in here. I believe in it. Okay, Ashdod's Altar I'm a little bit more iffy about. We're just so mana pip intensive. I prefer to just always have Phyrexian Altar. Even then, like, Warren Soul Trader's also in here. I don't like the 3 rocks that much. They're okay. They ramp us into our Mander. Yeah. In which case, maybe our Felwar Stones are something we need to look a bit more critically at. Soulstone's funny. Yeah, I can picture why the cards are here. Yeah, I don't know. I just, like, if something's not immediately obvious, it's like, yeah, ramping's fine. This much ramping, I don't know if it's fine. Like, 10 ramp is probably fine. Maud loves tags, though. Yeah, I'm a different person. I do like Willbreaker's weird, right? Does Willbreaker work? Like, Willbreaker works, yes. I'm saying that for them. I see. The cuck chair. Ah, I see. That's funny. What is this fucking card? Whoa, this is awesome, dude. What the fuck? That's cool. That one's a cool one. I like that one a lot. Okay. How opposed are we to combos? No combo? How are we feeling? Because immediately this card inspired me. I'm like, doesn't this work with The Apprentice? So if you have a flyer and you attach this here on the Thopter and you hit them, you sacrifice it, put it on the new Thopter you made during that new combat step, and then hit. Isn't this infinite damage? Something to consider. I don't know if it's right for the deck, but it is something to consider. I'm iffy on combos. Listen, just it's a consideration, right? It's in the considering. It's a 25-cent card. Buy one just in case. Something to think about. Like maybe you do muddle the mixture to go tutor it up or something, right? So it's a little bit more of a consistent combo and not like a jump scare. There you go. If you want a side grade, there you go. Do the Thopters get haste? Yes, it makes a Thopter with haste. That token gains haste until end of turn. Nice hate. Good job. Love this. Very, very good card. Ronnie. What's the Ronnie here for specifically? Don't touch me. Fair. I think there's better options though, right? Yeah, I know. My PNG tuber does pick up my my keyboard. Maybe I should try typing quietly. This guy. Wouldn't it be a combo if you had two creatures to sack other than Loyal Apprentice? Why? So my first thought is that, like, okay, you make your first Thopter. Second Thopter comes in. You attach this to the first Thopter. You hit them with the first Thopter. You put it on the second Thopter. Next beginning of combat step. Like, you can have Loyal Apprentice kick around or have an additional flyer in play for Breath of Fury. Like, this works, right? I'm not dumb with Loyal Apprentice. This is a 2-card combo with your commander in play. Anyway. Destroy target creature if that creature dies this way. Its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except that blah, 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 blah. I think this is something. I'll steal your creature and I'll saw it in half. Okay. How do we direct opponents away from murdering us in Grixis? Great question. Yeah, we could just run loyal. This makes us less needy about like protecting ourselves and stuff too. Because we are just able to combo them. Like our life total doesn't really matter anymore once you get a combo in the mix. How do we get Breath of Fury with regularity? Infernal Plunge and Burnt Offering. It's not a bad idea. You know what? I like that. Burnt Offering, sack a creature, get mana in red or black equal to its mana value. I don't know if I like Infernal Plunge as much as Burnt Offering, but there are interaction points in every color. Okay, yeah, I can buy it. You get Skull Clamp or Soul Ring. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm concerned about our colors. I'm concerned about our colors. Like, if we're gonna run a utility land, what about Endless Sands? Beseech the Mirror. That is an option. Yeah, I don't hate that. I think I like Endless Sands enough. And then you can do Lazotep Quarry. Because, okay, Lazotep Quarry's already in. So maybe Teleria West? Taps for blue? I don't know, you could just run the fast lands too. Is fast land. I do think people just sleep on the fast lands. These are just perfectly fine fixing, and I think the deck needs just slightly more. We're very pip intensive once again. Okay, so we have 5 slots to play around with. I want to stay alive. Preordained is kind of here. I think I like the idea of Beseech the Mirror. Because this makes artifacts. So if you have this in play and Beseech, you win. ICR Wardwing Familiar. I think I just want to give your commander a little bit of protection retroactively. So like you can go ICR early turn, later turn, Ada now has Ward 3. I do like that idea. It's plus it's just a little flying blocker 1/3 that can save you some damage, some chip in the early game. Diabolic Intent. That is a thought, isn't it? We could Diabolic Intent away a token. Okay. Is it okay that I'm not that interested in Willbreaker? I just feel like this doesn't really add much to the commander's game plan. Am I crazy? Or is that like a reasonable thought to be having? I just feel like Ada's doing enough by herself. Do we really need extra support for what she's doing? And like, I think the answer is no. But I'm willing to hear otherwise. She's a backup plan, kinda. But for what? What are you targeting? How are you targeting opposing creatures without Ada in play? In which case, why do anything? Like, I don't know. If it only works while Ada's in play, how's it a backup plan? Or does it not always only work when Ada's in play? Like, what other thing do we have that targets opposing objects? Yawgmoth and Goblin Bombardment. Okay, I like it now. Okay, you got me. I like it now. I like it now. Okay. So we do Step Through, Spellseeker, Darkness. So here's the idea. Step Through can get Willbreaker. Step Through can get Spellseeker, which can get Muddle the Mixture, which I did not put in, but Muddle the Mixture should be in. And then Muddle the Mixture can get Goblin Bombardment. So there's your 1-2 of both of those. So this can get either half of that wombo to make it a lot more consistent. And Spellseeker can also get Darkness, which keeps you kind of alive. I also have Perplexin. Yeah, Perplex is also dope. Perplex can get Spellseeker, which can then get... No, this is way too much mana, but you... We already have a lot of clones. I don't know if I want to add another one in Chameleon. Sorry, I'm fucking jamming out super hard right now to Gordy Greep. Damn, what do we cut, though? Maybe you just don't run Darkness. False Orders. Only declare Blacker Step. Remove target defending creature from combat. Dog, I don't know how to read. What is happening? Only during declare blockers. Remove target creature defending player controls from combat. Okay, we removed a defending... This is too much. I know. I don't like it. I can't read, so I don't like it. Unkeepable hand. Okay, this one's awesome. It's not bad. I think I will just mill it over, though. Yeah, because I want to hit land drops. Type Island. Our hand does have a bit of red in it. Yeah, let's get Volcanic Island. Here's Icyore. I guess last turn you could have gone Soul Ring and then Icyore. And then this turn you can go land. Black, blue, red, 1-2. Commander with Ward 3. Steal your thing. Attack with it. Next turn. Lazotep Quarry. Spark double. Steal 2 creatures. Sack one of them. That draws you 2 cards. Deflecting SWAT a removal spell away that they paid Ward for. Next turn. Scaldy Tarn. We have the combo here, right? Because black, 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 red, red. So you go 1-2, float a colorless. Black, black, black. Beseech the Mirror. Soul Ring. Get Loyal Apprentice. Not quite. We're 1 mana short. But still. 1, 2. Talisman. Make a little Thopter. Attack with the creatures that you don't control. This turn, you now officially have the combo. Red, red. 1, 2. Dink. Breath of Fury. Move to combat. Make a Thopter. Swing with this Thopter. Sack it. Move it over here. Make a Thopter. Swing with this. Sack it. Move it over here. Yeah. That felt fucking awesome. That, like, there was a little bit of clunk in between there where we were 1 mana short of that combo turn, right? That last turn felt a little clunky. I maybe would have waited a turn on Beseeching the Mirror here. But this felt fucking great. Yeah, draw, tap land. Next turn. Is there any... Okay, hang on, pause. Is there anything else like Icy-Ore that we can just, like, have come in early and then it protects Ada later? I think the answer is kind of. There's, like, Siren Stormtamer, but that you need to pay an extra mana for that, which I don't like. I want it to be free. I mean, Greaves. I don't like the there's a gap. You play Greaves, everyone knows to hold up instant speed interaction. Spellskite. Spellskite is something. Spellskite's also a good blocker. Spellskite's also a kick me sign, but it's less so than Greaves, I feel like. Maybe over Umbercaller. I just like some of these 3-drop sack outlets better. We already have Deflecting Swat, Fierce Guardianship. Isn't this whole deck a kick me sign? Yes, but if we can make it resilient enough, then we don't care how many times they kick us because we're a brick wall. They're just breaking their foot. Is Ghostly Flicker cope to protect her? 100%, yes. It's funny, but it's 3 mana. It's just too much. Okay, this is keepable. Polluted Delta, fetch. Thundering Falls. Yeah, sure. Surveil 1. Spellskite, nice. Okay, great, yeah. Boop, boop. Spellskite. Now we have a nice little blocker. Honestly, I would just pass here, and then I would probably just, nowhere to run, kill your creature. Missing land drop. This isn't the deck's fault. Yeah, this is a bummer. This is just running badly. It's really funny, because we're still, like, on par to, like, combo, but, like, we need to hit a fucking land drop. Keep in mind, the deck has 40 lands. Like, this is not... That is not... That's just unluck. But still, like, you know, curving into Spellskite there felt kind of nice. I don't know if I like Irma. Beginning of combat. So yeah, we've already passed the beginning of combat trigger here. Yeah, I don't like that you have to rely on your opponent's things. What I like about Spark Double and stuff is you can just fucking clone Ada. Whereas Irma's more reliant on your opponents. It's fine. But I don't like cards that are how their power varies based on how good your opponent is. Hydrolex's Specimen? Yeah, it's already in the deck. Irma can also be tutored by Perplex. Yes, but it's not helping with Ada. That's what I like about these other clones, is you play Ada and then you play a different clone and then now you're, like, off to the races. That feels very good. Versus Irma, which is like, yeah, you steal their creature and then make a clone of it with Irma. Also, just a cringy Ninja Turtles card. Did you think about that? Irma can clone Ada. Yes, but not after. The other clones give you the beginning of combat trigger. Irma does not. Irma moves to combat, Ada's trigger happens, then Irma's trigger happens, and then you don't get a second Ada trigger. It's a little awkward. I know you'd get the double this trigger where you'll draw a card if it dies again, but that's just not worth a card. Oh, I can't read. Okay, perfect. There's a bit of a disconnect there, I see. It's all good. So you have one slot to play around with. Just wondering what could be fun. Yeah, toss Irma in the turtle soup. Hell yes. Probably not Alter the Wretched. Yeah, I don't like that you have to spend more mana for it. That's the only thing. I like it when my cards come down early and then have free effects later. It typically just makes things run a lot smoother. Aggravated Assault. I like Aggravated Assault more with like Feast or Famine decks, like, you know, whatever. Like the like actual dedicated combo decks with it, as opposed to running it kind of fairly. Let's see what you just haven't been considering. Maybe there's just something I'm missing. I do like Professional Facebreaker. Yeah, End of Thought. I like Professional Facebreaker. If you think about it, this is a 3-mana rock that ramps into your commander, because Menace is an insane keyword. And then after you ramp into your commander, all of your combat and stuff just gives you extra treasures. I think that is strong enough. Yeah, it just goes extra insane in this deck where we're stealing their blockers and hitting them with them. And then also, it's a 5-mana commander, so going 3 into 5 is also extra crazy. Of course, Facebreaker is just broken in any deck, but here, it has some added ceiling. Seize the Spotlight also maybe. I don't like Seize the Spotlight unless we have like actual access to sack outlets more often than this deck does. But Seize is pretty great, yeah. Because like I'm thinking about our sack outlets. It's like, how often do we see one? We have Braids. None. Lazotep Quarry. Can't count Diabolic Intent because they don't see that. No one gives me cards when I spotlight. I see. Okay. All right. I think this is about good then. If we're still getting murdered, honestly, been kind of into Fog Bank recently. Been kind of into Fog Bank. We also have that Darkness kicking around in here, right? Darkness is also another good one. Make sure not to get the neo-Nazi art of Darkness. But you can definitely hit up any of these three. Wow, I can't believe how recently they reprinted Harold McNeil art. The what? It's Harold McNeil. This isn't like a... Everyone always loves to cry like, oh, you can't just call everyone a neo-Nazi. Everyone who's annoying says that. This guy's a literal neo-Nazi. This guy's literally... He's like, actually, like, Harold McNeil's not a good guy. Anyway, yeah, I think it's about good to go. Yeah, this isn't like he went to a trucker rally like Seb McKinnon. This is like a legitimate, like, we're like 4 tiers above this. Anyway, yes, like I said, I think it's about good to go. Thank you so much for getting a deck review. I'm trying to think about else though. Oh, like how else do we live in these colors? Because it's so hard to divert monstrous, horrible things away from us. There is hostile takeover. I do like this because Ada survives this. You guarantee kill the biggest threat on board, and then you get to save another one of your creatures. I'm always a big fan of hostile takeover. Maybe Mizium Mortars. It's a board clear late, early game. It's a single target removal. Some options. I'm just putting them in the considering. All right, anyway, let's get on to the next deck. Thank you so much for getting a deck review. Type quality. All right, we have Ethan up last. Wait, no, I already reviewed this deck. Hang on. Was there anyone who didn't go today? Or did we do 5 deck reviews today? Was that our last one? I must have accidentally closed one. Because this is 1. 2. 3. Okay, I've definitely skipped one. How do you get a deck review? Okay, so you can either accrue 45k channel points, in which case you can join us on one of our bonus free deck review streams. Or you can get one through the coffee, which is money. That link got fucked up. This deck, this is the correct link, the second one there. You can get one through the coffee. Currently, there's some available for next week's stream. Ooh, I have a DM and coffee. One sec. I see. So what did we not do? History, recently closed tabs, 1. Ethan. Yes, we've already done this one. What the hell? Nice to see you come a long way from the OG deck reviews for free. Nice. Yeah, you can't. There's so much demand. Okay, so those are all the Sunday deck reviews. I missed one. Tuesday deck review. We did Liz. That was the Rafine deck. We did Type Quietly. That was the last deck. Ethan. That was Ketramos. And then this one, did we review this today or did we review this last week? We reviewed Lulu last week. Okay, I guess we only had 4. Yes, okay, we only have 4 because I postponed one from Sunday and I had, I see. Aha. So, here's what happened, chat. Last Sunday, I accidentally did 3 of the Tuesday deck reviews, and then I went through with 5 of the Sunday deck reviews. That's 8 reviews. That leaves, guess how many reviews we do a week? 12. What's 8 minus 12? -4. Vice versa. What's 12 minus 8? 4. We did 4 deck reviews today. That was all the deck reviews. We didn't have 5 today. Okay, I was just confused. So we're done. Oh my goodness. Luckily, we're done because I'm actually kind of hungry. Shorter stream today. Thank you so much for joining us for YouTube. If you want to get a deck review, it's in the YouTube description of the stream. Thank you. Twitch, we're